Hi everyone, Lindsay Vaught here with Beloved One Studios. I'm coming to you after a wonderful day of worship. I know that most of us, if not all of us, were in our homes today and worshiping in many cases from the couch. My mom and I had a watch party at 9:30 this morning when our church did our church service from via video, and so that was wonderful. It was a huge blessing, and not only that, but we ended up watching, I think, probably more church services from all over the world than we've ever watched in a day. And so it was just a wonderful blessing to be able to share worship with friends all across the country, and even friends who were trying to solve solutions. I posted earlier a friend who is a missionary in Scotland who is trying to come up with creative solutions for her Sunday school class. And we haven't seen each other in upwards of 20 years, but I got to watch her teach her Sunday school class today. So that was a huge blessing. Not something that we would have chosen or something that we would have planned, but what a blessing it was just to see her being faithful and diligent in her work in another country altogether. And so that was a huge blessing, and it was just a wonderful blessing to hear you guys encouraging each other online. I wanted to thank you guys for joining me for these sessions. I know that the vast majority, if not everybody, watches them from their couch. I had a friend of mine tell me the other day that the scripture passages have been kicking her butt as she watched yoga from the couch, which I'm grateful that the passages are an encouragement, and I hope that the yoga sessions are to you guys as well, but it's actually a big blessing to me. This has forced me to practice. I had planned on creating an online program for my business, Beloved One Studios, but I haven't had a chance to practice that. It's something that's really hard to do when you're an individual trying to get practice on camera, microphone, all of those types of things. My microphone did arrive today, so hopefully I'll be able to provide a little bit better sound quality as I get deeper into poses. So hi Joy. I haven't seen Joy for a long time either. But anyway, it's just been a big blessing as I've gotten into this process, and I am just grateful that you guys have given me the opportunity to do it. I hope even if you're not doing these along with me, although I know some of you are, some of you had told me what a blessing that is. Even if you're not doing it along with me, I hope that they give you a tool that you can go back to later. These are going to be posted obviously on my I'm posting these on my personal page, but I'm also going to make them available on Beloved One permanently. And so if you're ever interested in going back and looking at them or redoing something that you may have missed earlier in the week, they're always going to be available there. So tonight's meditation is from James 1. Last night we did some breath work that was intended. It's Valley's back. Last night we did some breath work that was intended to help us practice patience. And not just patience, but patient endurance. Which is what we've been called to. And tonight we're going to do some more tenderizing. And maybe that's not what you wanted. Maybe that's not what you were expecting from a yoga class or an exercise class. But I think it's what the Lord has called us to. Today, I think it's Sarah, my buddy. I think that's what the Lord has called us to today. And I think that there is a need for this. I think that there is a definite call to tenderize our hearts before the Lord, and I'm just grateful. And it's Steve. So as I was picking up coffee, hey Sarah, as I was picking up coffee this afternoon, I was going through the drive-thru at Starbucks to pick up a pound of coffee because their stores are closed, and there was this big scene. People frantically trying to get out of the parking lot, and other people frantically trying to get into a line that was probably going to be 20 minutes long anyway, and just angrily flailing their arms at each other and shaking their fists in frustration and screaming and yelling and pounding and all of those things. Oh, it is Tracy. Tracy's my hero. Tracy's the one who actually encouraged me to do this, and I'm very, very grateful for her help. But so anyway, just watching that scene unfold over something as simple as getting out of the coffee line, it made me realize that this is an area where our hearts have a need. And so I'm hoping that tonight, even though it's not going to be as strenuous, even though it's not going to be as strenuous as the classes have been, I've done 2 full-hour classes recently, and they put a little bit more tension back into your body. We're going to take some of that out tonight, and I think that as we have this time of being called away, apart from each other, into a space that we're not necessarily comfortable being in, a space of isolation, a space of discomfort, and unusual activity. I think the worst of what we're facing is just the unusualness of the situation and trying to come up with solutions. I'm thrilled to see some of the amazing things that people are coming up with, but I've noticed the same frustration taking place online too. Folks are screaming at each other and angry with each other over their stance on things. And oh, hey, Leanne, thank you. So, but as you see people, hey, Ellen, I'm sorry. I thought I saw Leanne on here. So as we face these trying times, these uncertain times, these difficult times, these times of financial instability and all of those, I want to draw our attention to James 1, and not just James 1, but I want to call our attention to what the Lord is planning on doing with these times. James 1, and we're going to start in verse 1. I was going to start in verse 2, but I think James 1 draws attention to the fact that we are who he's talking to here. James, a servant of God and of the Lord Jesus Christ, to the 12 tribes in dispersion, greetings. Count it all joy, my brothers, when you meet trials of various kinds, and let steadfastness have its full effect, that you may be perfect and complete, lacking nothing. And let steadfastness have its full effect. If any of you lacks wisdom, let him ask of God, who gives generously to all without reproach, and it will be given to him. But let him ask in faith with no doubting, for one who doubts is like a wave of the sea that's driven and tossed by the wind. And so he goes on to talk about what instability, oh, Tracy's here too. He goes on to talk about what instability will do to our minds and the dissension that it will cause. But then in Zechariah 13:9, the Lord calls, and Teresa's here, the Lord calls our attention to what his plan is long-term for extreme trials. And he's talking about his people being divided by war and being separated by all kinds of incredible hardship. And in verse 9 he says, and I will put this third into the fire and refine them as one refines silver and test them as gold is tested. They will call upon my name and I will answer them. And I will say, they are my people. And they will say, the Lord is my God. And I want to encourage those of you who know the Lord to rest in his strength, in his wisdom, in his desire to give you wisdom. And as we're facing these uncertain times, I just want you to be encouraged to call upon him, because he's putting us to this fire. He's putting us in this fire for the purpose of making us call upon him. And so I just wanted to call you to that tonight. And I just want you to take a step back. Again, we're going to do some tenderizing tonight. I don't have rollers or anything like that, but I'm just going to let you mechanically tenderize your own body and just give you some tips and tools on how to do that for yourself. But before we do that, let's ask the Lord to bless our time. Dear Lord God, I thank you so much for our time together. I thank you so much for this opportunity to be challenged and encouraged and strengthened. I thank you so much for the fellowship opportunity that you've given us, even though we're separated by miles and houses and the threat of a virus and government warnings and all of those things, Lord. All of those things physically separate us, and yet you have called us, even in that separation, to call upon you and to have patient endurance. And I pray, God, that you would give us that patience, that you would give us that kindness, Lord, that you would give us that steadfastness that faces these uncertain times, Lord, with a certain God. I pray that you would give us the grace to call upon you, to not rely upon our own strength, which is going to drive us to the wind, but to rest in the arms of the Almighty, Lord, to rest in your power and your provision and your wisdom, Lord, and just ask you for the things necessary to do the next right thing. And I pray, God, that you would give us grace during this time. I pray that you would use us to better prepare our bodies for your service. And I ask all these things in your name. Amen. All right. Wow, we've got a crew tonight. My goodness. All right. So we're going to step back onto the mat. Oh, my buddies. My goodness. Sherry's here too. So we're going to step back on the mat. You're going to root down into all four corners of your feet. We're going to start this just like any other yoga class. We're going to start with our basics. We're going to warm up, and then we're going to start the tenderizing process. So I want you to inhale, arms up. Stretch. Give yourself a nice, gentle tug on each of your wrists, all the way up towards the ceiling. Exhale, arms down. Inhale, arms up. And stretch. And pull. Ears stacked over shoulders. Exhale, arms down. Inhale, arms up. And stretch. And now we're going to exhale all the way to the right. Hanging heavy. A little bit deeper on every breath. One thing that we always want to remember to do in this pose, this is one of the only places where we can move our hips out of the way to make space for the rest of our body, just to hang deep and heavy here. Inhale back to center. And stretch. And exhale to the left. Moving your hips to the side, making space. Elbow back, deeper on every exhale. Inhale back to center. Stretch up as high as you can towards the ceiling, pressing those palms up towards the ceiling. I want you to exhale, swan dive forward, hinging at your hips. Inhale halfway up. Exhale back down. Inhale halfway. Exhale back down. Inhale halfway. Exhale back down. Inhale slowly. All the way back up. Inhale, arms up. Prayer hands overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Pressing those palms nice and tight together, fingertips together. Crown of your head extended up towards the ceiling, shoulders up, back and down. Ribs knit together, belly button tucked up in your heart space. And just breathe here. Rooting down into all four corners of your feet. If it helps you to lift your toes here, go ahead and lift your toes just to make sure that you're rooting properly. Actively pressing your body away from the floor. Actively pressing your palms towards the center. Inhale, arms up. And we're going to stretch. And now we're going to exhale to the back of the room. We're not going to do a back bend here. We're reaching up and back. We're making space in our spine. We're not trying to crimp our lower back. We're not trying to arch up and back. If you find your ribs splaying out, come back to center, inhale again, and reach back again. Inhale back to center. Interlock your fingers together. As you exhale here, you can make pistol fingers. You can keep your thumbs together, your fingers together. We're going to fold our thumbs over. We're going to press our palms together. We're going to stretch up as high as we can, and now we're just going to do those same bends, but we're going to do them with our palms together. See how that deepens that stretch. Exhale to the left. Inhale back to center. Exhale to the right. Forcing those palms together, forcing your fingers together, forces your alignment. As you feel your body resisting that, you'll see where the tension is, how much you were struggling before. Inhale back to center. I think that lines up pressing your palms together. Exhale, hands to heart center. I think that lines up very perfectly with our lesson from James tonight, that these tensions that are put on us. A friend of mine referred to it earlier this week as tea bags. And it just brings out the hot water of this issue that we've got going on around us, brings out the what's in our soul. It brings out what we have inside of us, and I think some of these stretches are going to do that as well. One thing I didn't mention, as you're still continue pressing your palms together while I talk, drink a lot of water, both before and after you exercise. And again, I think I've mentioned this, or at least I've tried to mention this every night, but when you prepare your body with water and we release all of this junk, which is what our goal is tonight, is to release all this junk out of our glandular system, out of all of our systems. We're just going to do what we can to shake all that junk out. You need to help your body flush it. You're just re-exposing your body to it, so you need to help your body process it. So I want you to inhale, arms up again. And this time as you exhale, I want you to draw your right arm all the way to the left side. Nice gentle tug here. Deeper on every exhale. And I want you to turn your head all the way to that left side. Inhale back to center. Stretch it all the way back out. Exhale back. Give it a nice big tug again. This time I want you to turn your head to the right. Still pulling to the left, hips still square to the front of the room. My body has a tendency, I know, like all of yours, to follow that lead, but we're going to keep them square. This is a twist. Twist your head back. Inhale back to center. Swing that arm out wide and exhale back. Now we're going to do the same with our left. Inhale, arms up again. Feel that tension. Exhale back down, drawing your left arm to the right side. Nice and deep here. I do appreciate those of you guys who reached out with words of encouragement after the last classes. Back far as you can. Keeping your hips square to the front of the room. Exhale back. reaching back to the right side, giving yourself a nice gentle tug with your left hand. Now your head twists to the left. But I do appreciate those of you who went through the effort of letting me know that it was a blessing to you. So it means a lot. Inhale back to center. Now we're going to exhale big wide circles. Inhale. I was teasing, so many people have been posting about being introverts and this being like the greatest thing ever, being in isolation and quarantine and all of those things. Exhale back the other direction. And it is kind of funny, as an extrovert who already works from home and who has been working from home for 3 years, it's really wonderful having company. I was telling my mom earlier how great it's been just to have conversations with folks. I on Saturday by 1 o'clock, I think I'd had 6 Zoom conferences. One of them was entirely social. Exhale, swan dive forward. Hanging heavy. This time, pull yourself deeper. I'm going to lean up just because I'm talking, but I want you guys to keep hanging heavy. Go ahead, this time as you get deeper, I want you to pull yourself a little bit deeper. So we're squeezing here. Bend your knees if you need to. Please bend your knees if you need to. We're not trying to overextend our hamstrings or cut off blood supply. We're never going to lock our knees, but we just want to get a little bit deeper. So give yourself a nice gentle hug. Inhale back, halfway, exhale back down. Inhale flat back, exhale back down. Inhale halfway, exhale back down. Inhale slowly all the way back up. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, cactus arms. And we're going to do from cactus arms, we're going to do those same shoulder squeezes that we did yesterday. So I want your fingertips up high. Fingertips up towards the ceiling, as close to 90-degree angles as you can get with your elbows. Some of us have much tighter shoulders. You'll see, and I hope you guys get a benefit from this. If you learn nothing else from watching these things online and seeing me here with my chubby belly and my incredibly tight everything, the thing, every time I talk to somebody about yoga and the benefits of it, the first thing that they say is, I'm not flexible. Neither am I. So I hope that you see that. This isn't because I'm flexible. I'm not doing this because I'm flexible. I'm doing this because I need it. And I hope that you can see that. I'm very tight when I look back at these videos. They hurt. So we're going to exhale. We're going to inhale actually all the way back to our shoulders. Pinching between our shoulder blades. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, open and back. Pinching between our shoulder blades. Exhaling all the way closed. Inhale, all the way open and all the way back. Exhale, all the way closed. Inhale, open and back. Exhale, closed. Inhale, arms up again. And just twist and stretch. Just loosen everything up here. And we're going to do our swings again. Sarah, tell us if you're still watching. This one's for you. This was one that she incorporated into one of her routines the other day, and it was something that I hadn't done, as far as I know, since I've been teaching. If I have, I've forgotten it. And so I was grateful to be reminded of that. And then we're going to go high, slapping our shoulders. Again, we're loosening up all that junk in our glandular system and our lymphatic system. We're just making some space, getting it moving. For those of you who missed the earlier classes this week, the first class I did this week, and you can just keep swinging. First class I did this week, go ahead, go lower this time. The first class I did this week, I did like a facial and shoulder massage, and the neat thing was I ended up doing it 3 times. You can come back, mountain pose. I ended up doing it 3 times. I did it once for practice before doing this class. I did it once for the live. And then right before I went to bed, I was talking to my mom about it and what a relief it was. And she said, oh, you know what? I need to do that too. So I did it again with her. So 3 times doing that sinus, facial, and glandular massage. And I was able to sleep on my side for the first time in years. I've had so much sinus trouble since I was a little kid. It was a huge blessing to be able to do that. Now we're going to root down through our left foot. We're going to draw our right foot up. And I want you guys to see, I'm going to turn here. Go ahead and put your right palm on the inside of the arch of your right foot and your thumb extending towards your toes. So you're going to reach back here. You're going to draw it up deep. You're going to give yourself a nice deep thigh stretch here. Then you're going to press back and then reach up with this left arm. So it's a thigh stretch and a balance pose at the same time. A little bit difficult. Find your roots. Find your center. Find your breath. Deepen your stretch. Whew. You're stretching your body with your body. So you are your own challenge here. Exhale back down. Step it out. And you're going to move your arms and your legs just like being in the Lord's army. Remember when you were a kid? You're going to step, pedal your feet, pedal your knees, arms up and down. Right arm, left arm, right foot, left foot. Rooting down into all 4 corners of your feet again. Inhale, arms up. And stretch. Exhale back down, mountain pose. Ears stacked over shoulders, stacked over hips, stacked over knees, stacked over ankles. Finding your breath, finding your center. Fix your gaze up high on something that doesn't move. Reach back with your left hand, shift your roots to your right foot. Draw your left foot into your left hand with your thumb facing your toes. Gaze high, heart lifted, core engaged. Stretch. Right arm high. Again, you're your own stretch here. You're the one deepening this. Breathe deep. Gaze high. Roots deep. Never locking your knees. Front knee is soft. You come out like I did. Find your center. Reach back again. Challenge yourself a little bit more. Exhale back down. Step it back out. Right arm, left arm. Right foot, left foot. Keep everything moving. All right. Now we're going to do some twists. So we've only done, I think, eagle arms and eagle legs once. So we're going to do some eagle arms. It was funny, I went back and looked at the first video. I did eagle arms and eagle legs at the same time. And I look like, I don't know what, something that shakes a lot. I was very tight. So hopefully I'm a little bit looser tonight, but don't count on it. So We're going to inhale, arms all the way out. Reaching back as far as you can, pinching your shoulder blades. Exhale all the way back together. And we're going to cross first, elbows stacked, or as far as you can, reaching back towards your shoulder blades. Breathing deep. We're going to loosen up, open up those shoulders as much as we can. Now we're going to release back out, switch sides. And when I say switch sides, top and bottom is what I mean. Big deep hug here. Inhale, arms out. Nice deep stretch to your shoulder blades. Shoulders up, back and down. Pinch, pinch, pinch back. Exhale, eagle arms. And you're just going to hook your left arm around your right and do your best. Some folks can put their palms together, fingertips together. I'm not there. I've been doing this for years. I don't know that I've ever been there. I've been closer sometimes, but not today. So and I want you to find your center. And once you've found your roots, you'll know when you find your roots. You can see when I finally root down. So I'm just standing here right now. Belly's flopped out, shifting, dumping into my lower back. You can see my back is super arched here. When I root properly, I gain about 3 inches in height. And that's because I'm actively pressing my body away from the floor. All those muscles holding your body up are holding your body up. They're doing their job, so they're engaged. So I want you to take whatever your opposite arm is. So in this case, my left arm is up. So I'm going to take my right foot, cross it over my left side. So whatever your arms are, do the opposite with your legs. So finding your roots, inhale, and twist. One of these days, we're going to do eagle crunches, so good luck with that. Lower down. Whew. Find your center again. Hook. Lower. Inhale back. Keeping everything flexed, release back out. Step your feet out, release your shoulders. Again, I appreciate you guys allowing me to do this. This is wonderful practice for me. If I'm doing it for somebody else, I'll do it. If I'm not, I will get tight like I am now. I didn't have a consistent place to teach for a while. So I was only teaching a couple times a week, had the whole month of February off. My whole body seized back up. So appreciate the opportunity to open back up with you. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, arms down. We're going to exhale, arms back together. Reaching for your shoulder blades. Giving yourself a nice deep hug. Inhale back out. Pinching your shoulders together. Exhale, opposite side. Nice and deep. Again, reaching towards your shoulder blades or your spine. Some of you, this isn't really that difficult. Some of you, this is incredibly difficult. Release back out. Big white circles. Now we're going to find our roots. And we're going to cross our right arm up and over our left. Nice and deep here. Breathing deep. I have to, you can do this. I have to turn here to make sure that you can see me. Several deep breaths here. If you can reposition and get deeper, go for it. And now you're going to root down through your right foot. You're going to cross your left leg over to your right side and hook it. We're always going to have one side that's tighter than the other. You guys can see my left side is a lot tighter than my right. Keeping everything flexed, you're going to release back out. Pedal your feet and your knees, right arm, right foot, left foot, march it out. All right, now we're going to step back a little bit more. We're going to step out wide, inhale, arms up. And we're going to stretch, exhale, swan dive forward, hinging at your hips. Hang heavy here. Inhale halfway. Exhale back down. Inhale slowly all the way back up. And now I want, if you use a block, go ahead and grab your block. What this does is it brings the ground up a little bit higher to you. If you don't use a block, you don't have to, but I'm going to show you how to do this pose using a block. So we're going to inhale, arms up again. Again, this is an extension of your body. It's not something you prop yourself up on, wobbling back and forth. This is your roots. Your roots go right through here. This is just an extension of your own arm. So you're going to inhale, arms up. Stretch up towards the ceiling. Exhale, right arm down. Opening up that left to the ceiling. Twisting here. Exhale back, leaving that block there. Switch hands, open up to the right side. Fingertips up towards the ceiling. Gaze up towards your fingertips. Exhale back down, rooting down here. This time you're going to exhale, and if you can, place your head on the block. Go for that. Inhale back to center. Inhale, arms up. Prayer hands overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Opening up those feet wide to the outside. You're going to lower down deeply into a goddess pose. Pressing your palms toward the center. Crown of your head extended up towards the ceiling. Shoulders still up, back, and down. Ribs still knit together. Breathe deep. Lower deeper. Squeezing those thighs together. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, cactus arms. They call this the goddess pose. To me, I call it the gargoyle pose. That's how I feel when I'm doing this. Inhale back to center. Release back out. Step it out. Big windmills in your shoulders. Loosening up your hips. Swinging back and forth. making space. And now we're going to take an exercise. This isn't necessarily yoga again, but this is a wonderful one for loosening up your joints and for giving yourself a nice gentle squeeze with movement. So you're going to take your palms and you're going to cross your hands over each other, and we're going to do figure eights, inhaling and exhaling. Now we're going to switch directions. Whew. Forcing that out. Inhale, arms up. And stretch. Exhale, mountain pose. Now we're going to step to the back of our mat again. We're going to inhale, arms up. Exhale, back down, hinging at your hips. Walking your hands out into a downward dog. Bend your knees if it helps. Press them back. Hips high. Come back down to your knees. Root your palms underneath your shoulders. We're going to inhale cow and exhale cat. Inhale cow and exhale cat. Inhale cow, exhale cat. And now we're going to twist. Now on our next inhale, we're going to inhale cow, and now we're going to twist. In cow, looking all the way to our right ankle. Inhale cat. Exhale cat. And twist again to our right. Inhale back to center. Crown forward, neutral spine now. Core engaged. Gaze forward. Inhale cow again, tuck your toes. Exhale cat. Inhale cow. Exhale cat. Inhale cow. Exhale cat. Inhale cow again. And look to your left. Breathe deep here. Inhale back to center. Inhale cow. Exhale cat. Look to your left again. Inhale back to center. Neutral spine. Flat back. Tailbone soft. Crown forward. Rooting down through your palms, through your knees, pressing your body away from the floor. And we're going to come into simple seat. And you can grab your block here too if it helps. It always helps me. Come to simple seat on your block. You can sit on a pillow. You can sit on a towel. You don't have to sit on anything at all. So I choose to because it opens up my breathing. But we're going to do some simple stretches here. We're not going to do anything deep from here. Most of our deep stretches we're going to do on the mat. So, from our simple seat, we're just going to do some gentle neck stretches. And we're going to do some gentle twists. So just breathing into your lower belly. You can rest your palms up towards the ceiling. And on about your fourth or fifth breath, I want you to inhale all the way into your lower belly. Expanding everything, and I want you to twist to your left side. Twisting just your head to the right. And back to the left. Inhale back to center. Relax your shoulders, loosen everything back up. Breathe here. All the way into your lower belly. Feeling that expand inside, outside, around. And on your next big inhale, all the way into your lower belly. We're going to twist all the way to the right. Exhaling deeper on every breath. Gaze over your right shoulder. Twist just your head to the left. And back right. Now we're going to release back out. Slowly roll your shoulders. If you have some bands, this is a nice opportunity to use those bands to stretch back and forth here, back and forth. Try to do those in every single class too, because I think one of the things that we struggle with the most is being at computers and phones and all of those things most of the day, and that puts a lot of tension, a lot of pinching, a lot of crimping right here. Leads to carpal tunnel and all kinds of issues. Carpal tunnel starts way up higher than just your wrist. So it starts way up higher, restricting blood flow and causing issues. Inflammation in one area is usually the result of a malfunction in another area. And so we just want to be mindful of that. As we move, we try to move everything, keep everything flowing freely. You can come up off of your block, and then you're going to slowly twist and come into a reclined position. Keeping your knees, so you're going to come a little bit further over here. Keeping your knees up. Windshield wiper here, back and forth. You can rest your hands on your belly. Anytime you create warmth in an area, you're drawing blood to that area and you're freeing up the blood that's already there to circulate even further. So just draw warmth to that belly space. Giving your organs a nice gentle squeeze. Now you're going to exhale your left foot all the way out. I have to move my block here. And on your next big exhale, you're going to draw your right knee tight to your chest. Squeezing, squeezing, squeezing here. And on about your fourth or fifth breath, I want you to twist your left knee to your left side. Your right knee to your left side. And you can extend your right arm out to the right. T arms or cactus arms, just keep your shoulders square to the floor. That's the idea, is that your shoulders are square. We're not bending here, we're twisting at your belly button. And you can turn your gaze to your right hand to make sure that you're twisting properly. If it helps, deepen your stretch. You can extend that foot out even further. So the idea behind any twist in yoga is to twist at your belly button. So whether you're twisting your upper or lower body, the twist typically comes from your belly button. Bend that knee back. Exhale tight to your chest. Release back out. Inhale your left knee up and breathe. Gentle windshield wiper here. Find your breath. On your next big exhale, draw your left knee tight to your chest. Exhaling nice and deep. If you're doing chair yoga, you can do this from a chair. You can do this in a seated position, just drawing your knees to your chest there. It's a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful thing for loosening up your lower back, for loosening up your hips, as well as giving a nice crunch to your organs. So one of the benefits of these poses is that it actually increases blood flow to your digestive tract as well. So we're going to, on our next exhale, we're going to draw our right knee, or our left knee to our right side. Keeping your shoulders square to the floor. You can extend your left arm out to the side, gaze to your left hand. Nice and deep, deeper on every exhale. Breathing free, twisting at your belly button. Shoulders pinned to the floor. And as you can extend that left foot as far as you can out. Deepening. Keeping your toes pulled tight towards your face. Toes on both feet. Exhale tight to your chest. Squeeze here, and on your next big inhale, let your belly expand and then draw both knees tight to your chest. Reach around and grab and just rock back and forth here. Rock back and forth. Again, we're squeezing our organs. If you're a little on the chunky side like me and your thighs are squishing your belly, congratulations. You're getting an organ massage that's phenomenal. Again, we're squeezing the junk out of our system so that our body can process it. So squeeze those organs, rocking back and forth. Inhale all the way back out. Slowly release everything back out. Fingertips. Toes. And breathe. And while you guys are breathing, I'm going to read our passage one more time. James, servant of God and of the Lord Jesus Christ, to the 12 tribes in the dispersion, greetings. Count it all joy, my brothers, when you meet trials of various kinds. For you know that the testing of your faith produces steadfastness. And let steadfastness have its full effect, that you may be perfect and complete, lacking in nothing. And if any of you lacks wisdom, let him ask of God, who gives generously to all without reproach, and it will be given to him. Let him ask in faith with no doubting, for he who doubts is like a wave of the sea that's driven and tossed by the wind. And back to Zechariah 13. Verse 9 says, "And I will put this third into the fire, and refine them as one refines silver, and test them as gold is tested. They will call upon my name, and I will answer them. I will say, they are my people, and they will say, the Lord is my God." And now I want you to come back into a simple seated position. You can cross your legs. If you want to do this in a chair, you can do that too. As a matter of fact, I'm going to show you how to do this in a chair so that you can see that even though I'm doing everything in kind of a full body posture, you can do this in a chair just as easily. You just have to do modifications. If you've got any questions about modifications, just ask. I have lots of resources that I can send you, or I can show you how to do it myself. I'm happy to do that. So, with most of us having to download Zoom apps, most of us are getting more and more accustomed to doing things either face-to-face or online face-to-face type things. So what I want you to do is I want you to cross your legs. So go ahead and cross your left ankle over your right knee. And I'm going to have you give yourself a foot massage. So we didn't do any toe stretches here, but I want you to bend your foot as far as you can forward. And I don't want this to be uncomfortable. We're not trying to, if I wanted you to give yourself a nice deep stretch, I would have you do this standing, or I would have you do this under the chair. This is with your hands. And again, in coronavirus territory, you want to wash your hands before and after. But I just want you to give yourself a nice, gentle, deep, warm stretch. Use both of your hands here to cover your feet and give them some warmth. Give those tendons some warmth as you stretch them. And then I want you to do the opposite. I want you to press them back together. Again, using both hands. Cover as much of your feet as possible. This is easier for me because I'm a girl and I've got smaller feet. But I just want you to give yourself a nice stretch here. Nice and deep. Now I want you to just kind of like you're massaging a fish, just wobble your feet back and forth. Just jiggle the ball of your foot back and forth, back and forth. Just nice grip from the sides. Let that swing back and forth. And then I just want you to give yourself a nice, gentle foot massage. I think I told you the first class I did, I've always struggled with plantar fasciitis. I have super high arches in my feet. My anatomy lends itself to injury. So giving yourself a nice, gentle massage here is releasing a lot of the tension that our body's malfunctions put into that. If our feet are healthy, the rest of our body is better equipped to be healthy too. So go ahead and roll your ankles here. Just roll them here. My dad was Army, and he used to tell us every day, no matter what the circumstance, he would always ask us to what he carried in his sack when he was in the Army, and we always had to tell him one pair of boots and 2 pairs of socks. So the idea was that if you keep your feet in good condition, then the rest of your body can be better equipped to do what you have to do. So just give yourself a nice, gentle massage here, releasing the tension from your ankles and from your feet. And you can go up your thighs a little bit here too, warming. And I'm going to get off here in a second, but don't feel like you have to stop. If you really need this, just give yourself a nice, deep massage. Just relax and enjoy that. And then you're going to release back out, and you're going to do the same on your right. So you're going to cross your right ankle over your left knee. First thing you're going to do is to cup both hands over the top of your foot and give yourself a nice, warm, deep stretch. And again, again, we're not trying to hurt ourselves. We're not trying to stretch. We're just trying to warm that area up and free up space in our feet. Breathing. And now we're going to do the same back the opposite direction. Both hands over that foot and just give it a nice gentle pull. Nice and deep back the other way. Now you're going to give yourself that fish massage. So just wiggle that foot back and forth. Release that tension. Massage that foot. Give yourself an arch massage, a heel massage. And release back out. And if you're doing this in a reclined position, all the better. You're getting a squeeze for your torso as well. Again, so much of what we do revolves around having a good digestive system. And if we can get blood circulating in that area and we can get everything that we have, we store a lot of junk in that department. If we can squeeze out our organs and get fresh new blood and oxygen in there, our body's going to be better equipped to deal with toxins and all kinds of other things. So just release that back out. And you can go ahead and release your feet. Just wiggle them a little bit more. And we're going to do the same with our hands. You're just going to give yourself a nice deep massage here. So just wiggle your fingers, give your thumb a massage. Give each finger a massage. And then do your opposite hand. Again, warming up that palm. Your thumb especially carries a lot of tension. We'll do this sometime where I'll show you how to do a deep tenderizing massage between your joints. And we'll do a little bit of reflexology. But for now, we're just trying to release the tension from the week. Give our bodies the tools necessary to become patient. And to exercise patience. Just release those back out. And we're going to do our breath one more time. Inhaling all the way in. Hold. Exhaling all the way out. Hold. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. And breathe normally. Dear Lord God, I thank you so much for our time together. I thank you so much for this day. I thank you so much for the opportunity to learn patience and to learn to trust in you and to walk in obedience to you. I pray, God, that you would help us to be faithful to that. I pray, God, that you would help us to be patient with each other in times of trial, in times of difficulty. Lord, I pray that you would be honored in how we love each other. And I pray, God, that you would be honored in how we use our bodies and how we use our hearts, how we use our words, how we use our stupid Facebook. Lord, I pray that you would be honored in all of those things. And I ask, God, that you would give us blessed rest tonight. And I ask all these things in your name. Amen. All right. Thank you again so much for all of you joining me tonight. It's been a pleasure doing these, and I'm going to continue doing them. Again, you guys are giving me practice. I got my microphone tonight, so I'm going to start recording some videos for Beloved One. I'll have an online channel at some time soon. But in the meantime, I appreciate you guys giving me the opportunity to do this. Again, it's more beneficial for me, I'm sure, than it is for you. Just because, just like when we're teaching each other, we get in the practice of reciting truth, and it better prepares us to put that into practice when it's our turn to practice patience and endurance and all of those things. One thing I do want to remind you to do again, wash your hands, because we just gave ourselves a foot massage. So wash your hands again, and then drink lots of water. Again, we just squeezed a bunch of junk out of our system, and we want to make sure that we flush it out. So thank you so much again for joining me, and have a wonderful night.